At 49, Floyd Mayweather appears in recent training footage, moving with impressive speed and controlled explosive energy throughout intense gym sessions.
Slide and drop. Waiting, here we go. Drop. Walking. Pitch it. Six. Pitch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step back. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd Mayweather is training hard during camp, still looking sharp, fast, precise, and technically refined despite approaching 50 years of age. In training camp, to boost speed and strengthen his legs, Floyd is regularly seen performing intense rope skipping exercises. Johnny Nelson claims Floyd remains faster, more powerful, and sharper than Mike, appearing younger while hitting the bags inside the ring.
Still got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, ooh, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those you want to watch between your eyes. But when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all, and even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans I'd love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. So you've
great fights that we've had that have come with a paywall. And then now these companies see that and they're like, we're going to get our money one way or the mother effing other. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's the reality of it. So now when we get these freak show fights, they've already seen that YouTubers and influencers come in.
For today's video, stay tuned until next time.
Tony Jeff makes the point that Floyd is fighting Mike for massive views, believing the exhibition will sell big after Mike faced Jake and drew record attention.
Oh yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge. But we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm going to get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they earned absolutely millions.
As both fighters are living icons, the only clear objective behind this fight appears to be financial gain rather than legacy.
Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition, and then it's going to happen April 25th in Congo. That's the plan right now.
In the Congo? Wait, is Don King part of this? It's in the Congo?
Let's bring him back, right?
Hey, let my people go.
The only two living icons, boxing guy. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable. But Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition, F it, you might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his fake punch at Floyd? Floyd ain't moved.
Wade Plemons says watching a legend like Floyd compete at this age feels disappointing because it suggests the sole motivation is money.
Completely. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever, and they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid, where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys have still got to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes the shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense. With Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
People that always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire.
Tony Jeff commented on Floyd Mayweather's motivation, suggesting his return is driven more by ego than competition. Jeff pointed out that the Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul fight became the most viewed boxing event recently, and Floyd, known for his pride and desire for the spotlight, cannot accept being overshadowed. According to Jeff, this fuels Floyd's determination to reclaim attention and break that viewership record, showing the world he remains a dominant figure. He emphasized that Floyd thrives on being the center of attention and setting benchmarks, and missing the limelight even briefly challenges his ego. Jeff also noted this desire is not purely about legacy or sporting achievement, but about proving his relevance and unmatched appeal. With this motivation, Floyd's return could aim for both spectacle and record-breaking glory.
Me and you if you're a fighter, so we've got to make as much money as we can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also, I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that limelight. Floyd's got all of the money in the world.
Insider is reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest, this is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old, and if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this exhibition.
Ariel Helwani recently discussed potential boxing events, highlighting uncertainty surrounding high-profile matchups. He mentioned that while people like Carl Froch viewed certain announcements as endorsements, the reality is more complicated. Ariel emphasized he is just reporting and not involved in organizing or financing these fights, stressing that details like dates, venues, and rules remain unclear. He specifically addressed the recent buzz around Mike Tyson, noting that after Tyson's exhibition with Jake Paul, interest in another such event is limited. Ariel suggested if a matchup had followed Tyson's fight with Roy Jones Jr., it could have been a blockbuster, but the timing after Jake Paul's fight diminishes excitement. He pointed out Tyson will be close to 60 and Mayweather has been out of the spotlight, making public interest uncertain. Ariel also discussed the strategy behind releasing vague announcements, suggesting it could gauge public reaction or attract investors. This perspective highlights Ariel Helwani's insight into boxing's promotional and business aspects while reflecting on Tyson, Mayweather, and public expectations.
Like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting a... Forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced... Why announce something with no date or location attached to it? Trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to consume.
Wade Plemons, Mayweather's attorney, strongly denies any claims of financial distress, dismissing the headline suggesting Floyd owes $54 million. Despite this, he acknowledges the fight is largely motivated by money, calling it a clear cash grab. Plemons, however, is candid about the quality of the matchup, predicting it will be a poor spectacle for serious boxing fans. He notes that outside of watching Mike Tyson enter the ring, the fight offers little excitement. Wade also highlighted the history between Tyson and Mayweather, recalling Tyson once criticized Floyd, calling him a small, little angry man. Due to past personal disputes and perceived disrespect toward Muhammad Ali, Tyson's favorite fighter, Plemons points out that in their prime, a real confrontation wouldn't have been feasible because of different weight classes. Now, as both step into an exhibition, the fight is more about entertainment, personal ego, and generating revenue than competitive boxing, reflecting the unusual dynamics of these two legends at this stage of their lives.
Mayweather and Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big, this is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing themselves, where everybody sees a picture of Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn or Virgil Ortiz and know who that person is, right? Versus past fighters, everybody, at least at the time, they would have known who Mike Tyson was. They would have known who Roy Jones Jr. was, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the reality of it. So that's how we got here. That's definitely how we got here. And then the other thing is piracy, people being cheap and not wanting to pay for.
Roy Jones Jr. recently discussed Floyd Mayweather's plans, highlighting that after his exhibition with Mike, Floyd is seriously considering a return to professional boxing. He emphasized that the idea of a rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd is becoming more likely as fans and analysts continue to call for it. According to Jones, the criticism surrounding their first encounter still lingers, with many insisting a proper rematch is overdue. He suggested Floyd is motivated to prove himself once again in the professional ring, responding to both public demand and the unfinished business with Manny. Jones believes that with Floyd actively preparing and ongoing interest from fans, the rematch could realistically take place within the year. The boxing world eagerly anticipates the possibility, recognizing that seeing these two legends clash again would be a historic event and a chance.
Pacquiao loved me as a ref too. They both did.
But you've done a lot of Floyd fights.
And I've done a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I had done more Pacquiao fights than I had done Floyd fights.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, they were close neck to neck, but...
You know how many? How many Floyd fights have you done?
Well, I did, because I did a lot of his exhibition fights after he retired. And believe it or not, I could negotiate how much I make on those exhibition fights, whereas on the professional fights, the commission made that decision.
So there's no favoritism, Floyd, you just...
That's right. And the other thing that made me favorites, on certain fights, our commission will give each camp the name of 3 referees and say, pick one. It don't mean this is the one you're gonna get. And then they'll give them the name of 5 judges and say, pick 3. Don't mean that what you pick you're gonna get. But at least they're getting, the commission is getting their voice as to who they choose. And after a certain amount of time, if Kenny Bayless' name keeps coming up, then that says something about my work.
Yeah.
That says something about my work in the ring.
Roy, you ever had a chance to pick a ref or petition for a ref?
I have had a few chances to accept or deny. And there have been several times I have denied because I felt like the referee was more into the other guy or was more into the other guy's promotional team.
Yes. You remember that ref?
I do remember a few of them, but I'm gonna tell you like this, I ain't gonna call no names because, you know, I don't like to drop no salt. But in the second Bernard Hopkins fight, this referee, I could tell right away